welcome to the show. In this episode, we're going to look at current technology and where some of this AI-driven stuff is taking us and what we need to be wary of. Before we get started, please head over to buymeacoffee.com/SamsonKing and support the channel there. We really appreciate it. All right, let's dive right in. Smudgy chins, weird hands, dodgy numbers. What are we talking about? Deep fakes. So, we're going to go over 7 signs that you're watching a deep fake. And hopefully this will help you spot them so we don't go around spreading propaganda and fake news. In a crucial election year for the world, with the UK, US, and France among the countries going to the polls, disinformation is swirling around social media. Keep in mind the UK already had their election and there is a new prime minister. There is much concern about deepfakes or artificial intelligence generated images or audio of leading political figures designed to mislead voters on whether they will affect results. They have not been a huge factor or feature of the UK election, but there has been a steady supply of examples from around the world, including in the US where a presidential election looms. So, here are the visual elements to look out for. Oddness around the mouth or chin. In deepfake videos, the area around the mouth can be the biggest giveaway. There may be fewer wrinkles in the skin, less detail around the mouth, or the chin looks blurry or smudged. Poor synchronization between a person's voice and mouth can be another sign. So, a deepfake video was posted on 17th of June shows a simulation of Nigel Farage destroying Rishi Sunak's house in Minecraft. It is part of a trend of deepfake satire videos featuring politicians playing the online game. A couple of days later, another simulated video appeared of Keir Starmer playing Minecraft and setting a trap in Nigel's pub. Dr. Mairi Aitken, an ethics fellow at the Alan Turing Institute, the UK's National Institute for AI, says the first giveaway for the Minecraft deepfakes is, of course, the ridiculousness of the situation. But another sign of AI-generated media or manipulation is imperfect sync between voice and mouth. This is particularly clear in the segment with Farage talking, says Aitken. Another tell, says Aitken, is whether shadows fall in the right place or whether lines and wrinkles on a face move when you would expect them to move. R.D. Janjiva, a research associate at the Institute, adds that the low resolution throughout the video is another obvious sign that people should notice because it immediately resembles something that is patched together. He says people are familiar with this amateur approach because of the prevalence of rudimentary low-res scam email attempts. This lo-fi approach then manifests itself in obvious areas such as the mouth and jawline, he says. It shows in facial features like the mouth, which viewers tend to focus their attention on, where there is excessive blurring and smudging. Strange elements of speech. Another deep fake video was made of Keir Starmer selling an investment scheme by editing the audio over his 2023 New Year address video. If you listen carefully, you will spot that the sentence structure is odd, with Starmer saying pounds before the number multiple times. For example, pounds 35,000 a month, as opposed to 35,000 pounds a month. Aitken says that again, the voice and mouth are out of sync and the lower facial area is blurred. The use of pounds before a number indicates that a text-to-audio tool and has probably been used to recreate Starmer's voice, she adds. This is likely an indication that a tool has been used to convert written words into speech. Without checking, this reflects typical spoken word patterns, she says. There are also some clues in the intonation. This maintains a fairly monotone rhythm and pattern throughout. To check the veracity of a video, it's a good idea to compare the voice, mannerisms, and expressions with real recordings of the individual to see whether they are consistent. Consistency between the face and body. A deepfake video of the Ukrainian president, Volodymyr Zelensky, asking civilians to lay down their arms to the Russian military was circulated in March 2022. See, here we got the right president. We know what we're doing. We didn't say Putin, like the huge blunder that Biden made last night at the NATO conference where he was speaking. We do good PR here. The head is of a disproportionate size to the rest of the body, and there is a difference between the skin tones of the neck and face. Right, if you look at that deepfake video of Zelensky. Hani Farid, a professor at the University of California in Berkeley, UC Berkeley, and a specialist in deepfake detection, says this is an old school deepfake. The immobile body is a giveaway, he says. The telltale sign in this so-called puppet master deepfake is that the body below the neck doesn't move. Discontinuity across the video clip. A video circulated in May 2024 falsely shows the U.S. State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller justifying Ukrainian military strikes on the Russian city of Belgorod by telling a reporter there are virtually no civilians left in Belgorod. The video was tweeted by the Russian embassy in South Africa and then removed, according to a BBC journalist. This stuff is very tricky. It's very easy to spread misinformation. And once you shared it, somebody else grabs that and shares it and shares it and shares it. It happens in PR, media marketing all the time, where you can put out misinformation and it spreads like wildfire. Be careful. The fake video shows a spokesperson's tie and shirt changing color from one point of the video. While this is a relatively conspicuous change, Farid notes that the generative AI landscape is changing rapidly, and therefore so are the deepfake pointers. We also have to always practice good information consumption habits that include a combination of good old common sense and a healthy amount of skepticism when presented with particularly outrageous or unlikely claims, he says. I was having a conversation about AI with my brother yesterday in the park, and he said something very candid, very forward-looking. He said, what we should be worried about or concerned or looking at is AI at its current state is the worst it's going to be. It can only get better from here. This is the most primitive iteration of it we will see. It would only get better and more advanced from here. So keep that in mind. Extra fingers, hands, and limbs. Look out for a surplus of fingers, legs, arms, and odd-looking hands in still images that are AI generated. A picture purportedly showing the U.S. President Joe Biden and the Vice President Kamala Harris celebrating Donald Trump's indictment was circulated on Twitter in April 2023. So a manipulated photo of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden hugging in the Oval Office. Signs that it could have been generated by AI include Kamala Harris's right hand having 6 fingers. The top of the flag is distorted and the pattern on the floor is also oring. The AI team at Reality Defender, a deepfake detection firm, says prompts typed into image-generating tools can focus on people, often the names of well-known individuals, which result in outputs emphasizing faces. As a result, the artifice is often revealed in other details such as hands or physical backgrounds as with the Biden-Harris image. Usually, the prompts to create such images place higher emphasis on the people featured in them, particularly the faces, the Reality Defender team explains. Thus, the outputs often create credible human faces with higher frequency details, while deprioritizing the physical consistency of the background, or in many cases, other parts of bodies like hands. That makes sense. However, Reality Defender, which uses deepfake detection tools, says the increasing complexity of generative AI programs means that manual scrutiny of deepfakes is becoming decisively less reliable. The technology is evolving quickly. Mangled letters and numbers. AI image generators have difficulties reproducing numbers and text. This fake Trump mugshot, published in April 2023, was made with such a tool. You can see how in the background, instead of a height chart, there's a combination of nonsensical numbers and letters. This happens also with CAPTCHA, right? When they're sort of scanning letters to feed us for authentication, the numbers and letters are all often broken up. But as humans, we can decipher and decide what these are. This is a 7, this is an X, this is a Y, etc. It's harder for computers to do. The numbers and text in the background are a giveaway, says Aitken. AI image generators really struggle with producing text or numbers. They don't have an understanding of the meaning of the symbols they produce, so they typically produce garbled or illegible text and numbers, like I just explained. If there are any text or numbers in an image, zooming in, these can be a really good way of identifying if it might be AI generated. So, a manipulated mugshot of Donald Trump standing in front of a height chart. You can see that there are yellow squares annotating scrambled text, right, to point out where you can tell this is a deepfake. Jerky video edits. Some manipulated images are put together so amateurishly they are easy to spot. Right? These are known as cheap fakes. These often use simple video editing software and other lo-fi techniques. Just before the Mexican elections, a video of the then presidential candidate Claudia Sheinbaum was edited to show her saying she would close churches if elected. This is a crazy thing to say, of course, in a country that's very religious, and the majority of the population are Catholics. The clip was patched together in a deliberately misleading manner from a video where she was in fact stating, they are saying, imagine the lie that we're going to close down churches. See how that was switched around? Manipulation. An alternate background showing Satanist symbols was also added in an attempt to make the clip even more damaging. So this goes out to my media folks and my marketing folks and my public relations people. Be careful, especially when working for a company or at an agency representing clients. These deepfakes are going away. We're going to see more and more of them. Be careful with what you put out there. Be careful with misinformation. Be careful when you do research. Be careful how you go around representing your constituents, your clients, and your company. That's all we have for this episode. Please like and subscribe. Head to buymeacoffee.com/SamsonKing if you like the content and want to support this channel. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.